So, our first goal today is to grab this. That would have been a lot more impressive if that had worked. Oh, crap. I was thinking of this one. This is the one that only needed 2,000 more. Ah, well, never mind. Our first real goal for the day is to create our first monument. Boom! And I'm out of resources. So, only 250 water and 100 plants? Well, shit, I got that. Good grief, 250 water, that's nothing. Oh, yeah, water takes a little time to make, doesn't it? Crap. Still, I got the plants, so how long could this take? Mystic multi now. 1 plus 6 times count. So, physical multi now. Current value of monuments. Oh. So it is... Wow. So it's more than doubling my physical multiplier? Is that right? Is that so? Well. Wow. Holy crap. Look at my hit points filling in because of this new thing. And they also give me a bonus to my attack power. This is a pretty big deal. Yeah. Now, I need to set this up in a way to tell it how much I want of each thing, but I can't. It takes so much time. But... Oh yeah, look at the difference there. Yeah, no, that's actually enormous. Huh. Well, I guess we gotta go back to finishing all of this up. My numbers are all mixed up now. Oh well, who cares? We'll finish up our reflection barrier and move on to the next one. Anyway, that was our first goal. Our next goal shall be that garden. Then we'll look at what comes next, which will probably take frickin' humans and take even longer. But I don't think that this by itself is going to be enough for me to stomp this next guy. Not in and of itself. However... maybe with the mystic one as well. That one's only going to increase defensive power and regen. That one's not going to do it either. I need one that'll increase my attack power, and that's probably the human one. Probably. Well, we shall see. Anyway. Okay, so we've got our water. I made a human. My gosh, it takes eternity. But we have a human now, at least. None of these things require trees. Like, tree is actually a dead end right now. Just noting that. Okay, and... oh, this will take a little bit of time, will it? Well, I think not. Everything here has crossed 100,000 during the night. So I can simply do that and then come over to Monument. Hoot! Full steam ahead. It's funny, shouldn't I have more than that? Cost 1,250 and 500. I could almost do that. Well now. That's a pretty big buff. Holy crap. Yeah, that is a heck of a boost. Okay, here's the tomb. 1,000 stone, but only one human for all those skeletons? Or the big tomb of your previous reincarnation? Take God care of it. Of my previous reincarnation. Did it even leave a body? Well, that one human had taken eternity, but I thought I was going to need a ton more. So all I need is 1,000 stone. And I can give a ridiculous boost to my battle and see what the next one is. Hey. Still want to know if I can carry this to my next rebirth or not. Still want to get a whole bunch of this stuff. Should I leave this running, or should I just rebirth now, and then I'll have a higher speed for making crap? I mean, I do have some resources, water and plant, which I could use to make a lot of fish, to make 86 fish. Everything just is so slow at these levels, you know? Well, no matter. Well, not this. This. Oh, please. At least one. Your pet's Pika finished their campaign. Well, alright, I was hoping at least one, but but I'm not really surprised. I can't send you to get food to make yourself grow better. The items are just gonna bring me rocks. Level ups are great, except for the fact that yeah, I'm gonna rebirth and they're gonna go away. I can't spend divinity. Alright. Oops. We'll go with that. It's not as good as... But I can't even do the growth because I need a second pet to do that one. It takes at least 2, so... I just don't know. I think that's how the pets train each other, is that growth one. Well... I'm up to almost 10 on the almost strong. I think I might be able to take the next one down right now. Maybe. Mystic is nice and all, but I have to have enough attack power to actually hurt it. If I get the tomb, however... If I get the tomb, then I think that'll do it, maybe. I don't know. Battle's my crappiest stat, but multiply it by 30. Huh. It'd take an hour to build this tomb. I think not. Well, you see how many guys I used to build this. Almost there. I wonder what building planets will do for me. I wonder... but I get this one and I get to trade for resources. I better not look around at this stuff. It's full of spoilers. Alright, almost there. I mean, I make stuff pretty fast. It's just you get down to things like this, it's not so fast. If I dump all my shadow clones, I can up this by, how many? 10,000? 14,000? That can't be right. Okay, every 20. Whoops, yeah, no, not 1 in 5. 1 in 20. There we go. That makes more sense. So I'd get 3,500. Basically put this up to 80,000. That's not a bad idea. I don't know. Should I try to increase this more, or should I just... I don't really need more shadow clones all that badly, do I? Okay. Oops. I just set all you guys to this great job over here. The great work. But, I need all of you. Every last one of you. Oh, I'm missing some. Oh, right, the ones who are fighting. That's not a very large margin there. Oh, well. Now, let's watch what happens to my battle and my attack. 700 better, and we'll just call this 2 better. Round numbers. Easier to math with in our heads. Less precise, though. And... oh yeah, that was 30 times there, but the result was only a 10% gain in my actual attack power. Battle represents very little of my stats. Build a building which illuminates a whole ocean. Holy crap, that's a lot of light and stone, and that boosts creation, so that is like, that's what we need. That boosts creation, but do I keep these when I reincarnate? Doesn't matter, all it wants is light and stone. I can make those from the beginning, practically. Okay, that'll go up to the next level quickly. I put all these up already. If I leave this for 8 hours, I could boost this more, or I could just reincarnate now. Take my gains and go. If I can take you down, I will rebirth now. If not, I'll wait till tonight. Here we go. God, it's not doing it. Hut! Okay. Oh my gosh, we're making progress. Oh, I'm gonna run out of time. It's not... Oh... Almost a third. Almost a third. It won't actually take all that much at this point. 10,000 stone for another mighty statue. That might make a difference, right? The creating would give me hit points and attack power, but not a lot of attack power. But at 150 times, that's actually, you know, pretty good. Meanwhile, we're powering up from our training. I could try leveling these up more so they last longer. Really, I just need physical attack. Pour my clones on this. Alright, I'll leave it making humans the whole time I'm away. Curse you! Curse you and your durability! It was Diana that was supposed to be durable, and I just knocked her out. What's your excuse? Also, the tomb boosts creation. Diana was known for being durable, and that's a completely different thing. So, a garden would have made more sense for Diana. Like, a lot more sense. A tomb, it's just weird. But at least I know somebody else made it for her. So, makes a sort of sense, I guess. Alright. So... this is the way for gaining stats the quickest. I left... oh, invisible hand, yeah, of course. Yeah, I'm going to leave Might alone. I'm going to leave it on this. I'm going to, I could be building towards the lighthouse or more statues, but I think I should rather try to get as many of these open as I can towards that rebirth. So I'm going to leave it on human. I'm going to pick up that at least 60 trees. Yeah, at least 60 trees. Otherwise, I'm going to see if I can get to 25. The human requires a lot of other things that will level up all of these a little. Yeah, that's the plan. Hopefully I'll get to at least 25 by the time I return. It takes so much to make a human, though. So much. I just need a few more points up my creation speed more. Increase the counts of creation bar. Now that would be huge. That would be a big deal. But it would require me to save up 50, and my current pet can't do that, so I'd best let that go for now. This will be ridiculous rebirth. I mean, absurd. Maybe I should just do it. I mean, but if I beat another one, the stat numbers will go much bigger. I don't want to rebirth, beat one, and then have to rebirth again. No, I'm close. I know that I'll be able to do this by the time I get back. Yeah. And my skills slowly get better and better from this, so... oh, wow, invisible hand is a 1 now, is it? Oh, really? Oh. Huh. puts us another one. Dragon Fist will take longer, of course. Yeah, when I started this, I was still took 343 to do Whirling Fist, or something like that. As we slowly work our way down. Yep. Now we're just throwing around spears, which is something we never actually used. I don't think we ever threw a spear. I mean, we made ice shards, but never just spears. We don't tend to use weapons. Oh well. Knock yourself out, kick javelins all around. I don't care. Alright then. Alright. What do we got? Increase all your pet multipliers by 0.1% and added 1% to all rebirth multipliers. Okay, this is what we want. So, this is where it's at. Well, go with that. There. Go, Pika! At least until I can unlock something else. Still building up towards our goal. Still building up to our goal. Should we take another shot at him? It won't work. It won't. Hoot! It's not gonna work. But it'll be closer this time. Yeah, it's only been an hour since the last video or last snippet. Oh yeah. We got this. We got this when I come home tonight. We got this. Alright then. Boop. First, give me my results. 5% to all pet rebirth modifiers. Oh man, this thing's pretty hungry. There you go. There we go. So, rebirth modifier. I'm not sure where that data is listed. But who cares? I got a 5% bonus. I'll be happy with it. Okay. Now, I think I can do for you. So, we're going to go ahead and, of course, let time manipulation hit its weakest mark. Yes, its weakest mark, because we want our time manipulation to be the weakest. Then we'll be ready to rebirth. Assuming... No, I'm going to do it. I got this, man. There's no way I can survive this. This has to be it. Has to be good enough. He's only 10 almost strong better than me. I love calling it almost strong and better and weak. I just... Good thing. I can't believe no other idle game I've ever seen thought of this. Maybe somebody else did think of this and I just haven't seen them. Alright, here we go. Man. You can't hurt me. And I can almost hurt you. Oh, I can almost hurt you. How much regeneration do you have? Oh, good. Soil and stone are all leveled up. Fortunately, there's nothing else that's even close. No. No, none of them are even close, and I'm not going to even try to do the lighthouse yet. I'm not even sure if these reset with me or not. I mean, I suppose I could try to make another thingy, but I'm not going to. Alright. Alright. Please die. Please. Please. Arrgh! Get him, get him, get him, get him, get him. Don't stop. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Halfway. Come on, please. Oh, yeah! I was so afraid it was going to stop just shy. You can now purchase creations. Oh, and all of our stuff. Okay. Oh, right. I got a free draw. Fork! Physical double till my next rebirth. What am I going to do? I'm just right before I should have. Lesson learned. Don't do a lucky draw until after the rebirth. I feel stupid. I should have known better. Alright. How do I auto-buy missing creations? But beware, there's an additional 20% transaction fee. Buy. Well, I have 3,000 weak. I need 10,000 stone. Wow. I'm surprised at how affordable that was. Oh my gosh. Okay. I don't even know that I'm gonna. I'm sure I'm not gonna keep these, but. Okay, so 200. Let's see. 250,000 light and 50,000 stone. Let's see. 250,000. Let's see. 200,000. Done. Holy crap, this is affordable. Okay, there's that. Wait, no, that was how much light I needed. I got them reversed, but it doesn't matter. The price is so cheap, I'll just take 500,000. Hell. The price is so affordable. Oh, this... Really? Even with all of my clones, this still takes that much time? That takes a while, but... Wow. Get that creation multiplier up. Oh my gosh. Boy, how big a deal is the next guy? Mountains. Gods of caverns, mountain, nature, and wild animals. So you can create your own mountain after you beat her. Not that you really need this knowledge. She is 3.3 cute? What the hell does cute mean? There may be a downside to this number system. After that, we get to cute and strong. So, okay. Well, at least I understand 625 almost strong on the defense, which, oh boy, I am... Okay, I am not even in the same... Yeah, we're gonna have to rebirth. There's no chance. Even if I built monuments, there's no way... There's no way you can boost me enough to make a difference here. Divinity generator. Huh. That must be down here. Make mountains. Mount Olympus? That's not one of the 7 wonders. Surely I can make up more monuments than this. These are actually so ridiculously affordable, but it doesn't count as creating, does it? I can make rivers now. Some space to transport all your created water seems like a good idea, right? To create one river, you need 5,000 water. Oh, is that all? Okay, so let me see. If I wanted, let's say I wanted 400 trees. Nope, that doesn't count as an achievement for creation. No, no, of course not. Nope. In fact, I have no use for trees, so that's just wasted money. But I can buy them for building the monument specifically. I can't think of any other use for purchasing things. Auto buy missing creations would massively. If I wanted to make, yeah, that does actually speed things up a lot because I can just focus on whatever it is I feel the need to make. So, no. Let's go to humans because those took freaking eternity and I only need 25 of them. And then 10 rivers. How long could that take? Wow, they take 21 seconds apiece to make. Whereas humans take 10 seconds apiece. I see. Still, this is an absolutely enormous boon, and I will definitely be making use of this in the future to get more of these. So next time I'm rebirthing, the creation stuff should be way better. I just wish I could get a higher creation speed boost. Building speed. Now I know what you're for. Stick multiplier. Count of creations. The clone counts. At some point that would be nice. What? Change my name? How could you dare suggest such a thing? Oh! Decrease the auto-buy cost. Interesting, but by how much? You don't say. Pet half stats. So unlock a button to create clothes with half the stats of your pets. You'd have to unlock a button? Oh, I could just... No. Increase your divinity. That's a stupid spend. Divinity gender is empty. Really, these should be automatic. Oh well. I'm just a little bit salty about that lucky draw, okay? Alright, so on our way to 25 and wow. So, yeah. Right. So, up next would take 100,000. Oh, crap. I need a mountain. Why? Why must it be on a mountain? Alright, then. Fine. 500 plants and 1250 watt. I'm going to create as many of these as I have money for before I rebirth because it just makes sense. So, auto buy missing creations. Which one's most important? Creation. Okay, I can't afford that. Nope. But I can make another one of these. So that's good. Right, because I was already making the humans. I already had 5 of them, and they were the expensive bit. Alright. One more. So that 30.1 knot week should become better. How much is this going to boost me? Oh, a respectable, almost, not quite 10%. Which is pretty good, I should say. So, boy, am I actually going to get 10 rivers done? Probably not. Probably not. Actually, I'm running super low on funds, so I sure hope I get to carry these over. It would be so nice. Oh, right. And I need to slaughter all of my shadow clones. Because, yeah, that's how this works. Come on, come on, come on. Do it, do it. Get the last bit. Need more shadow clones. What am I going to do when I hit the cap? I'm so close to it. What am I going to do with them all? There'll be no reason to murder them anymore. There'll be no reason to set up and come up with creative ways for them to die. There were times when I was even feeding them to the mouse quickly to try to get the kill count up. Oh, no, 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 no. Don't do more of that one. That one's too slow. Give me another Mystic Garden. That's more like it. Well, I suppose I should fling all my shadows to their deaths now. Ooh, I cannot afford another one. But I can afford another statue! My gosh, you can literally see the jumps. They're huge. This is definitely beating Diana, and then, what's-his-face was pretty big deal. There's no way I'm going to be allowed to keep these. There's no way they're going to let me keep them. Yeah, these are all going to be reset somehow. And the story will clue us in on what went wrong. They all fell in. They all melted. While I was rebirthing, they all just collapsed into rubble, gravel. Now I can only use them to grit my driveway with. Okay, that's it. Alright. And of course, we have pyramids and bandages. Nephthys, the river goddess. Wow. My hit points. What did I do for... Oh my gosh. I could... With just one? No, not with just one. Okay, because yeah. But still, huh. Yeah, we've grown up utterly absurd amount. Give me that, give me that, give me that. Huh. Still need 749, do I? Okay. And what else do we want to do? Okay. We'll take all of these away. We'll leave all these poor creatures alone. Okay, apes can definitely murderate me. Okay, how's that building coming? It's gonna be another minute, huh? Is there anything I can do with my mouse? Mousy? And why can't you keep those stats? You're so powerful. I'm gonna create for you a real sparring partner. Good luck, Mousy. You're gonna... There we go. You're gonna need it. Yes. Yes, you have the edge on him. Suddenly I'm starting to wonder once again about the morality of this. I'm forcing the animal to fight over and over again. Aren't there laws against that sort of thing? Well, they're not my laws, I guess. I just go around and beat people up and train mice. Okay, right. Okay, so Once the ape dies, I'll get something that can murder my clones way faster. Also, oh man. But I need 10 rivers. Oh well, that's one thing that won't happen. A salamander is in the flaming thing, or just a lizard? A lizard-like creature. It really likes to play with fire and throws fireballs at you. Okay. A talking ape. He doesn't want to be called an ape. He says he's a Saiyan? Could this be a reference to something, I wonder? Gonna get my hair all yellow and spiky. So, it's gonna take a while. So, I'm gonna turn that off. And, oh, I don't have enough divinity to buy the water. That's why I stopped making rivers. Oh, well, in that case. Alright, so I'll leave this running until it finishes, and then we'll resume. That took a long time. In the end, not only did I fight the salamander, but I also had my pet take them on at level 1. And the pet, well, he's a clone-eating machine. Nom 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 nom. Okay. And now, unfortunately, I could make a river. Joy. I'd need to make 5 more, which I can't afford to do. So, we're gonna go with this. This is the rebirth. May not be the rebirth we want, but it's the rebirth we deserve. No, actually, this is amazing. Holy crap. This is insane. Yeah, definitely. Oh, let's do it again right now, yeah! No. And the monuments are gone. I knew it was going to happen. I knew it! But I had hoped. Well, okay. Wow, holy shit, you have 140 hit points at level 1? Oh, well. Have fun with these. Level up. Boom! Let's see. Put on one on that. Might as well kill some slimes. Look at my stats grow. Oh, the zombies. That's where we draw the line. Oh my gosh. Okay. So... Whump. Okay. So, while all of this amazingness is happening, we should read about pyramids and bandages. On the other hand... My gosh, that's insane. Just... On the other hand... running a little bit poor. No, it's running great. Okay, never mind. Don't mind me, I'm insane. Holy crap, this is just ridiculous. Alright, what we're gonna do is we're gonna put a cap of I don't know. 10,000? Fine. That'll do. Okay, and they're synced. Good. And that'll keep it advancing, kinda, sorta. I'll just do that. So, that'll do its thing. How many of them do you think I could take out with a single finger flick at once? We'll wait. We'll wait till we're done reading, and then we'll find out. Pyramids and bandages. Year 9040. May. Planet Reality. Upon arrival at my monument planet, I remembered that I'd forgotten to ask Izanagi how to create the tomb for Diana. This meant I had to work it out for myself. Well, a tomb, so I need to kill somebody. So I made a human and killed them. Ah ha ha ha. As Izanagi didn't do much more than creating and resurrecting humans, and then using them as slave labor to build structures on his planet, they might have something to do with the tomb's power. Oops. Uh-oh. Maybe the humans who died while creating the tomb unlocked its full potential. I'd never thought about it before, and Deanna didn't say anything about it, but Deanna's tomb could already have bodies in it. You mean like the zombies and the skeletons? Someone important to her might be buried there. The first thing I did on this planet was to create a human. It took me a long time. Finally, a few weeks later, I had a living human. I tried to teach him how to do some work, but he just stood there looking at me with confused eyes. I pointed towards the half-finished tomb and told him to do the same as my clones. They had already finished constructing a significant part of the tomb while I was creating the human. However, after trying to take one step, the human fell down and was unable to stand up again. It seemed I had to teach him how to walk first. Yeah, you need other humans to teach your humans. Crap. Maybe you should have just abducted one of that guy's humans. While his body was like an adult's, his mind was more like a baby's. He knew nothing at all. That made me wonder how the humans Izanagi had created could have even basic intelligence. I had not seen him teaching them anything. Maybe his experience has made the difference. Making humans was complicated. The hardest part was creating the brain. That was tricky enough on its own. I had no idea how to add any basic knowledge to it. Make the brain? You just made a bunch of water and then put vines in it. And then threw some animal skins over it. It became a human. You don't talk about, making the brain is complicated. That's not the process you described to me last time. When I learned how to create humans on Exile, I hadn't been testing them out after I created them. I had just left them there and thought that they'd be the same as the ones that Izanagi had created. Izanagi probably knew this hadn't been the case, but he hadn't said a word about it. He probably just wanted me to leave his planet as soon as possible and didn't care if I did it right or not. Now I could see that I hadn't done it right and probably would have needed much longer to do so. So, rebirth and go visit him again. I hoped that my human would at least be able to learn, so I tried to teach him how to walk. 1 week later, my clones had finished the tomb, but the human was still unable to walk by himself. I could see some small progress, but it would have taken too long for him to learn how to walk unaided, though I had some of my clones carry him into the center of the tomb. My goal was to gain more power through the tomb, not to create intelligent humans anyway. Screw the humans anyway. So the human was more of a test subject than anything else. In his current state, my human also couldn't really be called a human. Even the animals I created before seemed to have some intelligence. At least I hadn't needed to teach them to walk or eat food. Placing the human in the center of the tomb didn't increase my power, so that was not the solution. While thinking about what was missing, I created another human, with the intention of making it a bit more intelligent. This time I spent a bit more time on it and was extra careful when creating the brain. That took me a whole week. A whole week just to create human life. It's so slow. When he was finished, he suddenly opened up his mouth and tried to bite me. Naturally, I dodged this. He was probably hungry, so I stuffed a fish into his mouth. Hastily, he ate the fish and was satisfied for a while. Suddenly, I felt my power rising. I felt much stronger than before. Felt like I could smash anything to dust now. I moved into the tomb to where the human was to find out what had happened. There was a light shining brightly where he was sitting, but the human was dead. I had been focusing so much on creating my new human that I had completely forgotten to feed him. He must have starved to death. He still hadn't learned to move, and there was no food in sight. Not my intention to kill him, but maybe it was needed in order for the tomb to give me power. Whilst I grieved his death, I was also happy I achieved my goal. I did feel a little guilty, so I tried to revive him as Izanagi had with the dead humans on his planet, ignoring the risk that his revival would deprive me of my new increased power level. Needless to say, I failed. It was even harder than creating a new one. At least he had a worthy grave. Just left him to starve to death, only a little guilty. Back on Earth, no human would have been blessed with such a big and beautiful tomb. I'm sure he's very consoled by that. My first human on this planet should be happy about that. You do not have human logic anymore. Then a thought crossed my mind. I didn't even name him. So I called him John Doe, after the hacker who had made it possible for me to reach this universe more than 40 years ago, and I wrote it on his tombstone. I'm sure John Doe was honored by all this. Yes, You made somebody who can't even walk or eat or have thoughts, and then starved them to death? And then carved my name on a tomb? Creating humans was quite boring, hard to do, and took ages. So I decided to stop for now and travel back to reality. My clones were strong enough to survive that planet alone. What about the second one you made that tried to bite you? What'd you do with him? Not gonna tell me, huh? Not gonna tell me, huh? Just pop that in real quick. Yeah, it's nowhere near efficient or correct the way I'm doing my training right now. I don't care. I'm just unlocking the skills right now. Okay. So I left some of them there. I made sure that they had enough stone, water, and plants to build a few more mighty statues and mystic gardens for me. My second human was quite useless on his own, but I let him stay there, instructed my clones to feed and protect him, and do a better job than I did with the last one. I also told them how to teach him to find his own food. Your clones sort of have your knowledge, right? But you had to explain to them how to teach him. Okay. I wish that Izanagi would create some humans for me. He could create them much faster and with a better result than me. But if I were to go back to him, he was likely to be pretty angry with me. Even if I could convince him to create some humans for me, he would undoubtedly want something in return. The only thing I could offer him was divinity I gained from fighting monsters. I didn't have much control over that divinity. While I could let it appear and disappear, I had no way of dividing it into smaller parts. If I offered it to Izanagi now, I would have to give him all the divinity I had. I would have nothing left after the first trade. I also wasn't sure what it was useful for, or if he would even want it. I started up my space dimension device and trained a bit more until I finally arrived in reality a few weeks later. I decided to search for my next godly target and ask her about divinity after I defeated her. The first time I arrived in reality, I saw one god, Pontus, and two goddesses, Diana and a stranger, sitting together with Hathor. I'd already defeated two of them, so this time the strange goddess was my goal. Before that, I searched for a new monster race to defeat and train on. In the past, this had usually been a good idea, and the power I gained from it had proved to be useful for fighting the next god. It'd be kind of funny if she found something weaker than the orcs. You really should have grabbed the clubs. I mean, could you imagine 70,000 of your clones with boomerang clubs? That would have probably given Izanagi a bad day. While the recently built tomb had made me much more powerful, my last fight against Izanagi was really hard and I almost lost. I wanted to train a bit to prepare for the next fight, to be able to win slightly more easily than last time. power gap between gods until now had been huge, so past experience suggested my next fight was likely to be much harder than the Izanagi one. It was really freaking hard. Just like fighting monsters, the tombs had increased almost only my offensive power. It seemed that the boost from the monuments would increase my power proportionally to how powerful I was already, and grow even more as my base strength increased. This meant fighting monsters, especially new and more powerful monsters, would boost my offensive power a lot when combined with my tomb. I could already see myself defeating the next goddess in one punch after training for a while on new monsters. I kind of want to see One Punch Man come into this universe. It would be amusing. It wouldn't be a very long show, though. Saitama versus... My title is now God in Training. What happened to Goddess? What's this now? What's this now? 3 days later. Oh, is it no longer referring to me? Is it referring to the mouse? Ah, I see, Pika. Talking about you now. 3 days later, I had scouted quite a big area with my clones and found 7 pyramids. Really huge pyramids, similar to the one Izanagi had built on Exile. Perhaps that was where he had lived before he moved to his own planet. Some of the pyramids were rough in outline. Really big ones had been used to build them. Really big stones had been used to build them, so the edges were visible from a far way off. For the larger pyramids, the stones were smaller. From a distance, they appeared really smooth. Had the big stones been a bad idea? With smaller steps, you can reach further. It's not good to start with the biggest steps, only to stop before the end if it becomes too difficult to get there. This was also true for me when fighting gods. I already had a good way to assess the power of other gods, and I could challenge one god at a time. I decided to work from the bottom to the top. That way I was sure to reach the top sooner or later. If I skipped some on the way, or went for stronger gods first, I would never be able to make it to the top. Never? Are you sure? What if you just train for a really long time? Ever think of that? I couldn't feel the presence of any living beings near the pyramids, so I approached one of them and looked for an entrance to search inside it. No luck. After 2 hours, I started to get impatient and thought to myself, why don't I make my own entrance? I could just burrow. There's usually a lot of crap under a pyramid, too. Should be easy with my recent power boost and all my training to destroy Diana's tomb. If they were Izanagi's pyramids, he probably didn't need them anymore, so nobody would mind a few extra entrances. I had an eerie feeling near the pyramids. To avoid any deadly surprises like traps, I stepped back a bit, let my shadow clones build up their power to smash a big hole in one of the pyramids. Just as easily as I had imagined, they blasted open a new entrance. But I was right to be extra careful. A few seconds later, all my clones within 10 meters of the new entrance suddenly got wrapped in bandages, and I was unable to control them anymore. Thousands of bandages came flying out of the new entrance towards my clones and even towards me. As they essentially rendered my clones useless, it was really risky to be touched by them. The bandages were slower than me and my clones, but there were lots of them and they blocked my escape routes. Luckily, I was able to react fast enough and escaped by flying upwards before they blocked that path. But most of my clones were caught. Once I was high enough, the bandages were unable to follow me and gave up. I got the still untouched clones to fight the ones that had been mummified, but as soon as the untouched clones came in contact with the bandaged ones, they were also mummified and I lost control over them. This sounds like one of the mutations in the StarCraft 2 co-op, actually. Except that one also eats buildings, apparently. This led to the mummies increasing in numbers really fast, while my clones became less and less. It still wasn't as bad as it sounded because when I lost control over the clones, they no longer drained my stamina. This meant I could create an endless number of new clones after the old ones had turned into mummies. At my top speed, however, I still was at a disadvantage. The more clones I made, the bigger the difference in numbers became, as currently they were only food for the bandages. My first idea was that bandages would probably burn easy, but the ore balls took some time to prepare and the bandages intercepted all attempts to fire them. I tried to fire one myself, but I had to keep my distance, and the greater the distance from my ore ball to an enemy, the weaker the impact and the slower they became. At the distance I was at, the mummies were easily able to dodge them. Even after creating hundreds of clones from further away from the mummies and the distance being too great for them to be useful for this fight, I could have found some way out by summoning asteroids and stuff like that, but I wanted my clones to fight them off by themselves. I created more shadow clones and watched them fight. I also wondered how many bandages there were. They seemed to be endless. Even after turning a few thousand of my clones to mummies, the bandages didn't show any signs of running out. The next idea was to have some of my clones create an aura ball and to use another clone to teleport them into the mummies. It was not really successful. Somehow the bandages intercepted the clones just before the end of the teleport and wrapped themselves around the missiles until the aura balls were fired into the sand, finally wrapping themselves around the rest of the clone. Another mummy was created, but also a big hole in the sand, which was again filled with sand seconds after that. Wondered why they could intercept and render useless my clone attacks without effort, but couldn't see a reason. Was there someone controlling them? Who supervised this fight? Well, they seem to know what aura balls are and do, and seems intelligent. I took a short break to scout out the area a bit more. Maybe you found a monster 2 steps beyond what you should be fighting. Ever think of that? But I noticed no one else there, so either their master was really far away, or was somehow able to watch the fight, perhaps through a magic mirror or something like that. Are those a thing? We've not encountered those. Or they had their own minds and were just able to read my clones really easily. I really hoped for the latter and continued the fight as though it were the case. Might the pyramids act as their eyes? To find that out, I started with my next effort to fight the mummies. This time I had my clones facing away from the pyramids, concentrate their power, and act as though they were firing an aura ball in the same way as before. The difference was that they were only decoys to misdirect the bandages and mummies. I secretly created clones who hid behind them, preparing to fight after the decoys failed in their attempt. Then the decoys attacked as before, and the hidden clones prepared to attack as soon as the failed decoy attack were hiding in their shadows. The result was quite mediocre. As before, the bandages were able to snatch away the first clone and create another mummy. The second clone was able to blast away the newly created mummy, but it didn't burn. Just turned into bandages again. The clone inside was killed by the blast, and the bandages wrapped themselves around the now defenseless attacker clone. So, in the end, each attack lost me 2 clones and did no damage to the mummies. I wondered why they didn't burn. The blast was quite big, but no mummy or bandage even caught fire. Non-flammable cloth? Well, at least I was able to turn a mummy back into bandages for a short while, so I called that at least a small success. Something I'd work on to improve. They didn't catch on to my misdirection move, and it seemed they weren't able to learn from it, as it worked again and again. I improved the strategy and technique of my misdirection move for 2 more weeks. I didn't manage to destroy any of the bandages, but I did destroy all the mummies that were created. By this time, I was using 5 clones for each attack. 1 decoy, 1 teleporter, 1 clone hiding in the shadow of the decoy with an attack waiting, a 4th hiding in the shadow of the first attacker, and the last one hiding in the shadow of the second attacker. Awfully complicated and convoluted, but okay. With this strategy, I was able to destroy all the mummies and push them back to the entrance where they had come from. From then on, it was pretty easy to keep them in check. The entry was round and had a diameter of some 1.5 meters, small enough for one of my clones to watch the entry and keep the bandages in check. Weeks of fighting made my clones good enough to predict their movements, so they didn't turn into mummies again. The bandages adjusted to that a bit and formed a mummy out of bandages without any clone. But that was also slowing down their movements, so my clones had an even easier time fighting them than before. Okay. Wow. That's where that one ends, does it? Okay. How we doing over here? We're doing quite well. Quite well. Yes. Excellent. I'm tempted to do the attack right now. Just slam into them. Boy, I can't even do... So many things are not here right now. Oh, my pet. You know what? Hold on. You know what? 12s? Is that a number you can handle in perpetuity? Yeah, you can handle that perpetually. Okay. I'll just let Pika level for a bit. Then we'll see what we do with him from there. In the meantime, Nephthys the river goddess. When I went on to search for the strange goddess, leaving some of my clones to watch and fight the mummies, it was still good training for them, and it also gave me some divinity, which I wanted to use soon. You don't even know if it has value, what it can be used for, or if it can be traded. You're only thinking, this is the only thing I have. When I got back to where I first had seen the strange goddess, she wasn't there. Diana was. I asked Diana where the other goddess was, and for her name. Diana told me her name was Nephthys, and pointed in the relevant direction. She didn't want to tell me more, but that was enough. So I thanked her and went in search of Nephthys. It was not difficult to find her. She was on the other side of a big river, playing with water without touching it, in the air. As the water fell, a rainbow appeared. It was beautiful. It was nothing like the power to create and control water I had learned from Shujin. Comparing her power to Shujin's power was like comparing a drop of water with a river. On her hand, one of her hand movements was enough to create masses of water in the air from apparently nothing. She was able to freely control it, but I didn't feel too intimidated by her power. While her power felt impressive compared to Shujin's, it still didn't come close to the power Hathor's father once showed me. I felt I could match her power with my own and win against her. After seeing her power, I was already sure that my favorite Aura Ball was useless against her. Her masses of water would just vaporize it. But it was not like that was my only weapon. I also had a fine control over the elements myself, and dodging her water attacks while flying in the air was possible. Attacking her from above seemed the best way, as it would help me use the planet's gravity to my advantages. I fired myself up and called her out. Nephthys, you seem to be strong, and you create beautiful rainbows. Well, let's skip this. I heard you will accept any challenge, and here I am. I want to fight you. I challenge you to a duel. Where did you hear that she'll accept any challenge? All you were told was her name. After, she replied with, Who said this? I countered with, Oh, is that wrong? And I came such a long way, sounding sad. Why are you even being manipulative suddenly? Okay, fine. She had no option other than to accept my challenge. You could have just attacked her like you do everyone else, you psychopath. First I flew upwards, and then I charged down, fists in front, at top speed. She didn't move at all. She just created a bear out of water, which arrested my assault. I would have been able to go through the water, but it slowed me too much. If I'd continued with my attack, it would have made me an easy target after slowing down so much in water. She didn't remove her water barrier after the attack, and it surrounded her completely, leaving me with no way to attack. At least, not with punches or kicks. I tried a few aura balls against the barrier, but as I feared at the beginning, they just vaporized in the water and didn't come close to reaching her. To make it worse, she could use the water to attack me without breaking up the barrier. Millions of small water balls followed me around. They were annoying. Even water can be sharp and dangerous if flying at high speed and high pressure. Yeah. You can... I think I saw once using water to cut stuff under high pressure. Man. That's a really old memory. I must have been a kid when I saw that. Huh. I have no idea where, when, or how I saw such a thing. But I remember it cutting metal and thinking that it was like a laser made of water. Where the hell was I? I must have been very young. Okay. Anyway, when I focused my concentration on my defensive aura, the water couldn't pierce my armor, but it drained my stamina quite a bit. You know, you talk a lot about stamina. For a stat that doesn't exist, it sure gets talked up a lot. I flew up again and called asteroids to rain down on her water barrier. They worked at first, creating holes in her barrier, but she was easily able to deflect them. I destroyed everything around her, but that didn't help me at all. I tried creating some plants like Hathor did, but I was too slow to make much use of them. I was able to create and control the plants, but she could create and manipulate water far faster. When the plants were able to make holes in her barrier, she just moved elsewhere. However, before long, I noticed that her water was wettening everything around her, making it much easier for me to create soil. Plants were not required, just controlling the earth and closing off the areas to where she could move made the fight so much easier. She was able to move on the water and fly like that, but she had noticed too late that the earth beneath her was slowly sinking. When she wanted to go upwards to escape from the hole she was in, I blocked her way out with a reflection barrier. My reflection barrier reflected her water barrier. The water barrier was strong enough to hold my barrier outside of it, because I was above her and she was in a hole, surrounded by soil. I was at a big advantage. I just increased the weight of my reflection barrier and gravity did the rest. Increased the weight of it? That was a thing. The second person you fought had a gravity thing going, but it turned out it was just a side effect of summoning rocks. So I don't know quite how you're increasing the weight of it. I guess you're just putting rocks on top of it. Now it's heavier. So you're pushing her into a hole to suffocate her. Well, great. Now, it was just a matter of time until her water barrier broke. And when it did, I stepped in the hole and attacked her with my strongest combination of hits of 108 Fists of Destiny punches. Why didn't you just make it 109? Then it would be even stronger combination. She still put up a good fight and almost escaped the hole, but I'd prepared for that and made sure to block the way behind me with a wall of stones. She was able to break them easily, but that left her defenseless and gave me enough time to attack her further. After noticing that trying to escape just reduced her chances to win, Nephthys went into full fighting mode. It seemed like she couldn't breathe in the water, so she surrounded only her skin with a few centimeters of water to act as a shield, just as I did with my aura. The difference was that my aura contained 4 elements: water, fire, earth, and wind. The combination made it much denser and harder to break than her water barrier. The main advantage of her water barrier was the quantity of water and its thickness, which was lost now. She didn't stand a chance in the current fist fight. She used water and tried to attack me with it, but in the closed area we were now in, she wasn't able to freely control it or put much pressure into it. I pretty much had the upper hand in every way. About 10 minutes later, she gave up and I won. After a short break, I showed her my divinity and asked her what it was and how I could use it. She was quite surprised and asked me where I got it. Apparently, divinity is hard to get for other gods, and it increased their power to create anything more than 100-fold. Create anything more than 100-fold. It didn't do much for me, and I was unable to gain anything from it. But she said she would gladly create and give me a few rivers if I gave her some. I didn't need any rivers now, but I asked her if her offer would still stand if I needed some in the future. She also gave me a measuring tool, which allowed me to split my divinity exactly and reproducibly into small parts of the same size. Her precision measuring tool. Yes, a precision measuring tool has been called upon. It has appeared. It could also create a bubble of divinity of different densities. The tool could then measure the exact amount of divinity contained within it. This meant that I could now use divinity to trade with gods. Because it increased their creating speed, trading it for their creations would be easy. One of the next steps now was to buy humans from Izanagi, but first I asked Nephthys a bit more about her rivers, how she made them so fast, and whether she would teach me to do the same. Nephthys tried to teach me how she made water and rivers, but I didn't really get it. Even after a month, she was able to somehow convert everything surrounding her into water and make a river out of it. She must have had some special power I was unable to acquire. A month of training did help me create and control water a lot better than before, but I had to use my old way of creating it. Creating a river out of water I created was easy, but it took me forever. I was quite sure I wouldn't do that often, because I had my divinity and she was happy to sell me her rivers. There was also no need to. Before I went on with my journey, I asked her who the next more powerful goddess or god was and where I could find him or her. The name was Sabile, a goddess. Sabile preferred to play with animals over other gods and was rarely seen together with them. She was still on reality, but surrounded by mountains, living in a cave. A hermit, eh? I was glad I asked Nephthys about Sibyls' whereabouts, as I would have had a hard time finding her on my own. I thanked her and went on. Not to find Sabile, I felt it was too soon for that, but to create a few more monuments. Now that I had a way to trade with other gods, the materials for monuments would be much easier to get. Okay. I guess we are ready. What's going on? You shouldn't have a whole pile of these. I had only one move down. Having fun nomming those? Well. I'll let you keep nomming them for the moment. It's not like I need them for anything right now just yet. Oh, we're getting there. Okay. Right. Right. Let's see how this goes. We haven't even... Note. We're only down to here. We're still missing all of our powerful skills. Thwack! Holy crap, look at how much damage that did to Deanna. Now build monuments. Holy crap! That's right. You're going down. So that only leaves this one. The one that actually gave me all that trouble. And then I'll be on to the next one. Yikes, battle's already surpassed its previous amount. Well, let's see. Oh, gotta start from the beginning. Stones? No, wait, I want to buy. Oh, I can't buy because I haven't beaten. Hold on. Crap. Yeah, it's not working out. Okay, fine. So be it. We'll have to pick back up tomorrow and see. I'll have to rig up all my stuff so that everything is building and doing. Let things gather. Boy, there's a lot of things, buttons, tabs, and stuff that are just straight up missing. We've got ones that are like, you can't do this till later, and then we have buttons that just don't appear until... Oh, well. Oh, well. We'll see how things look in the morning.